Hello everyone, this is a follow-up to my video I made recently called The 2 Ways of Being Dishonest, and in that video I talked about how people's motivations can be dishonest even when what they're actually saying is completely factual and honest in a sense. Since making that video and since talking to some of you all about it in the comments section, I've been thinking more about it, and when I listened to a podcast with Sam Harris where he interviewed Ezra Klein, I became somewhat aware that the principle that I was advocating was what was ruining this interview, or the discussion that Sam Harris and Ezra Klein were having. And it was really interesting to listen to that interview so soon after making that video, because it was so evident that that's what was going on. But I'm glad that I made that video, or that I was exposed to that idea, otherwise I might not have spotted it. But if you watch that video and you are interested and you want to see an instance of this principle being taken sort of to its extreme, then I suggest you watch the interview. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. But it became evident when listening to this discussion that what Ezra Klein was doing was exactly what I had described in the video. And I don't mean that Ezra Klein was being dishonest about his motivations, although it's possible he was, but more importantly, it was evident that he was accusing Sam Harris of being dishonest in his motivations, or more accurately, he was accusing Sam Harris of defending Charles Murray, who Ezra believed was being dishonest in his motivations. Anyway, they were talking about Charles Murray, author of The Bell Curve, and I'm not going to touch any of that, but the point is that the Ezra Klein in the interview was persistently going after this sort of dishonesty by motivation argument. He was very, very persistent in trying to make Charles Murray look like a racist and saying he's racist, therefore that's why he wrote The Bell Curve, and that's why he is writing about race and IQ. Although he never actually called Charles Murray racist, that was a summary of what he was saying, basically, as far as I could see. I mean, there was lots of other issues sort of around the subject that were somewhat interesting, actually. I think I was more sympathetic to Ezra Klein's position than I thought I was going to be. It's a really interesting interview. I think you should watch it or listen to it. Anyway, I thought it was important to update you on that idea that I posed. It was a somewhat popular video, and I think that it's important to come forward when I change my mind about something, so that not only can you benefit from me changing my mind, but also it's good to be honest about when you're wrong about things, I think. So this is me saying, I think I was wrong in that video. Don't try to attack someone's motivation for why they might be saying something. I think it just gets in the way of discussion, really. It's just not productive. I mean, I don't think I was pushing that so much in my last video. I kind of warned against that, but I think I wouldn't even consider it as an option, really. If you want to have a serious discussion with someone, I think it's just more productive to take them on face value, attack their positions and what they are actually saying, attack the statistics that they're basing their arguments on, all that sort of thing. But trying to figure out their motivations is just pointless, and it just gets in the way of the conversation. But I still think it's an important thing to think about in terms of yourself. If you feel like perhaps your opinions are being based on something sort of something dark inside you rather than on actual facts and things that seem to be apparent, it's important to recognise that in yourself, but pointing out in others is I think it's just pointless and a waste of time. So this is my new position. I'll let you know as soon as I change my mind again. As always, thank you for watching. I'm going to try to do a stream tomorrow where I'm going to be playing a game I really like at the moment called Kula World, sort of a retro puzzle mental rotation game that I really am enamoured with. So join me for that if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, and I'll see you again very soon.